Our vision is all about making it easy to get your memories out of whatever device you're capturing those memories on to wherever you want to save them or share them. And I think there's a lot of things that we can do in that space, from additional products as well as interesting services, to make that experience really effortless. Monday of this week we announced a new lineup of iFi cards. The first iFi card that I'll talk about, just to give you some idea of what all the differences are, is the iFi Home. And this is a more affordable iFi card that does the basic job of uploading your photos from the camera to the computer, organizing them on the computer, and taking all of the time and the hassle out of that. So you come home, turn on your camera, your photos just show up on your computer, and you're finished. The next is the iFi Share card, and this is kind of the classic iFi card. Does all of that, plus uploads automatically to your favorite photo sharing website. And then the most exciting one, perhaps, especially for the news, is the iFi Explore. And the iFi Explore does all of those things that the iFi Share card does, but it does two new things. First, it gives you access at hotspots. So now at Wayport hotspots, 10,000 of them across the US, you can just walk in, turn on your camera, and it'll start uploading. You don't need a separate Wayport account. You don't need to have your laptop with you and log in. It just does everything automatic. And then the other new feature is automatic geotagging. And so this will, for the user, what it will mean is when those photos show up on their Flickr page or their Picasa page or their SmugMug page, they will automatically be tagged with the location that those photos were taken.
How does it work?
So in iFi Explore, as with all of our cards, it has Wi-Fi in the iFi card, right? So it uses Wi-Fi to detect all the Wi-Fi networks that are around you while you're shooting your photos. And then we sort of store the presence of those Wi-Fi networks. And then back at what we call the iFi service, kind of our infrastructure on the internet, we compare that data to a database run by a company called Skyhook Wireless, which is our partner here. What they've done is gone out and literally driven around and mapped the physical presence of Wi-Fi networks all across the US. So we take the networks that are around you when you shot the photo, compare that to Skyhook's database, and we can then determine the geographic location you were when you were shooting the photo, and then we produce that as a tag that shows up in your photo. Feedback has been good. We've gotten lots of interest from consumers and of course from retailers, so we're available at more and more places now. One interesting thing that I can share with you is we've uploaded at the end of March, beginning of April, we had uploaded more than 1 million photos to the web for people. So lots and lots of people are using the service, and more interestingly, they're using it very frequently. So this changes the normal consumer dynamic of managing their memories, where they're not going to deal with their memories until their memory card is full, and now they have no choice. They have to do something. And the problem with that is by the time then you deal with your photos and your memories, those memories are stale, right? They're months old maybe, and now your friends and family are not so interested. What our users are doing now is they're uploading on an almost weekly basis. So when they upload their photos, they're still fresh, and therefore their friends and family still care, so it makes them much more relevant, much more interesting to share on them. We announced a relationship with Lexar, where Lexar will be offering to the market Lexar and iFi co-branded memory cards that Lexar will sell through their channels to the people who really value the Lexar brand, of which there are many, many, many. They have a great brand in this space. So they will be part of a program that we call iFi Connected, which is a way of indicating this memory card, this camera, this device is connected to the iFi service and can deliver your photos wirelessly.
Right. Is that a little change on maybe the business model for iFi, moving perhaps away from making the hardware and more going to the services side?
No, in this case, it's not a change at all. What we hope to do is establish a new category in the digital imaging space of internet-connected memory cards. And we have made great progress on our own, and we'll continue to make our own product, and we'll continue to sell our own product through our retail channels. But we also know that really establishing a new category, especially in a space that's as big as digital imaging with so many very, very big players, it's important not to try to do it on our own. So just like we've partnered with photo site guys because we're not developing our own photo site, there's plenty of good ones out there. Just like we're partnering with the camera guys, we're going to partner with memory card guys and help make this a big category. All of our revenue essentially today is coming from the sale of memory cards. Now that we've announced a full line, if you like, those cards will be shipping in the beginning of June. The new cards will be shipping in the beginning of June. So our revenue model stays the same. We'll continue to sell cards. What makes our cards interesting, of course, is the service that's bundled with the card, and I believe that will continue to be the case. The service that we call Web Share is the service of automatically uploading and delivering your photos to your Flickr, your Picasa, your SmugMug. That is a service that's about saving people the time and the hassle of doing it themselves. The other services are hotspot access, allowing you to do that not only from home but elsewhere, and then automatic geotagging, taking another thing that's normally a manual hassle and making it automatic so that the user doesn't have to bother with it. Certainly the cards are Wi-Fi based, they function wherever there's a Wi-Fi network. That said, as you probably understand, every region and every country has their own requirements for entering those markets to do business. So that is a pragmatic issue for us. But then beyond that, really, it's not just about getting the correct government authorizations, etc. It's really more about having the right partnerships in each country. I mean, we very well understand that the popular photo sites in the U.S. are not necessarily the popular photo sites in France or Japan or elsewhere. So for us, it's not just about getting someone to sell the product. It's not just about getting the correct regulatory hurdles passed. It's about really having the right experience for the consumer in that country, and that means the right photo sites and localized software and all of those things.